So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream. It is Mourinho's press conference analysis / reaction. He's back speaking, in fact, because he took a few weeks off due to the fact that we had international breaks. He had a red card before that, and a few matches he decided not to speak. So, again, it's one of those press conferences where the fact that we haven't heard from Mourinho, especially after the Inter game, reflects a lot. And makes it even more interesting because we don't even know, and we didn't even hear Mourinho after the Inter win on Saturday due to the fact that he had a red card. So it's a very interesting press conference. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But it's quite a long press conference, quite some very detailed points to talk about. So yeah, let's get starting. The first question is, I think the biggest question, is the most important question. It's kind of a double question. What kind of difficulty do you expect coming from tomorrow's game? And how is Dybala doing? Now, Dybala, from what we are aware of, after the Inter game, was not even injured. He just got subbed off because of a precaution. And because he potentially felt something in one of his muscles and went, right, it's nothing major, but I want to help this team, so I'm going to ask his substitution and I'm not going to risk it. So that's what Dybala definitely went through on Saturday against Inter. It is nothing major. He is going to start tomorrow, as you'll see, confirmed by Mourinho, because this is what he says. Dybala is doing well and will be playing tomorrow. The difficulty is to play against a quality team with a clear identity, with a great experienced coach, with a philosophy of its own that can be seen in the way they play. It's a team that has won last season. And it's not easy to win a competition in Spain unless you are Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Atletico Madrid, aka the big teams. It's a difficult game, but it will also be difficult for them because yes, it is 11 against 11, but we have 60,000 fans with us, and we hope that the fans will do their part, because next week in the BETIS stadium, fans there are going to play with their own team. I trust my 11, who will be on the bench, who will start, but who I trust a lot is the other 60,000. And I think this is a wonderful thing, which Mourinho said. Very wonderful. Because in European games, and we've seen this happen last season, it's where Mourinho really focuses on the fans. Now, he does so every time. But I think if there's one thing which will be just impressed inside Mourinho's mind, even after he leaves Roma, will be the passion of these fans. And it's something which I think Mourinho always cannot leave out. Because yes, at the end of the day, the match is 11 players against 11 players. But what the fans can do is something which a lot of people underestimate, the home advantage and all of that. So that is definitely our advantage. And we discussed about this yesterday. Home advantage plays a big part. And we need to, I said this yesterday as well, this is the remaining most important match of our group stage, because we have to win today. The fans need to be there tomorrow, because on next Thursday, when we'll be playing in Seville against them, the fans are going to be with them, and they've got a good atmosphere at the Benito Villamarín. So this is why tomorrow's a crucial game, and Dybala is doing well and will be playing. So Dybala will be playing tomorrow, and they've got an experienced coach, as we discussed yesterday. And one thing which I forgot to actually mention yesterday was the fact that they won a trophy. And as Mourinho rightly says, La Liga, as much as it's a great tournament, I'll be honest with you, I don't follow it much. I follow the Spanish leagues, the Spanish teams in Champions League, Europa League, and all of that. But I just don't follow La Liga. But I agree with Mourinho. It's hard to win in Spain unless you're Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Atletico Madrid. And that is something, especially with a team like Betis, who, as we discussed yesterday, don't have a standout player who carries their team. It's a good thing. It's a good record. And I think Mourinho thinks the same. It comes from the experienced coach and their own philosophy. So tomorrow's match needs to be dealt with exceptionally well, because they can hurt us. They can and have shown us that they can hurt Real Madrid, they can hurt Barcelona. They've shown this to us last season by winning the Copa del Rey. So it's going to be a tough game. But as Mourinho says, and listen to this because I absolutely love it. I trust my starting 11. I trust who will be on the bench. But who I trust a lot is the 60,000 fans. That is what we need to focus about. That is your biggest strength tomorrow. The 60,000 fans, which will be there to push this team to try and make it continue in a European tournament. Because, as you can see from the table, we've got 3 points just like Ludogorets. And don't get me wrong, Ludogorets still need to play a match against us at home. Away for them, away at home for us. They still need to play against Betis again. So, all the teams need to play each other again. Tomorrow's match is a match which we cannot lose. So that sums up the first quote. Now the second question is more of a tactical question, and it kind of it reflects on something which I mentioned in my predicted 11. The fact that I have a feeling tomorrow Tammy and Belotti will play together. And it looks like I'm not the only one who thought this, because someone asked Mourinho, can the game also be won and played with two strikers? That is, Abraham and Belotti together. Is it an opportunity since, as much as I understood, Pellegrini should be missing? So, when it comes to journalists' knowledge as well, Pellegrini is out for this match. Pellegrini will be out for this match. Pellegrini is at risk against Lecce. We don't know if he'll be able to come back on for the Sunday game. But, that could leave some space for us to see Tammy and Belotti together. And this is what Mourinho says. Very clear here. Very simple answer. Good players can play together. It's never a problem. Coaches have to find a way to make players play together. And he left it there. Now, this doesn't answer the question. This doesn't say to us, right, Belotti and Tammy are going to start tomorrow. And it also doesn't say that one of the two will start and the other sits on the bench. But if you look at this answer, it's like Mourinho thought about this. Good players can play together. It's never a problem. He's not writing the players down. They're two good players. They can play together. And then he said, coaches have to find a way to make players play together. So you look at this and it's almost confirmed, in my opinion, that Tammy and Belotti will start tomorrow. But again, he hasn't confirmed anything. He hasn't said they will start tomorrow. But he also hasn't said that they will not start. You see what I mean? Like, it's something which we can discuss about, but it's definitely something which Mourinho has thought about. It's definitely something which Mourinho could be considering. And I'm going to stick with my prediction. I do think Tammy and Belotti will both start tomorrow. And that puts a high chance of one of the two scoring. If that will be Tammy, if that will be Belotti. Hopefully Tammy, because Tammy needs that goal. But yeah, I'm going to stick with my prediction and I'm going to go Tammy and Belotti to start together. Now, second to last question is about Nico. It has to be on Nico. You know, journalists are obsessed with this guy. Journalists are obsessed with Zaniolo. They always find a way to ask something about him and to put him in a conversation in front of Mourinho. Question is, Zaniolo scores more in Europe than in the Serie A, which is facts. Is it a tactical difference? Is it the refereeing difference? Or is it just a coincidence? Now, I want you to open your ears here, because this again shows us what Mourinho and Nico are going through as a team, as a duo. And this really, really puts to mind, yet again, how much Mourinho is playing a psychological part in Zaniolo's mindset. Listen to this. He is a player that his opponents worry about, no doubt. He's not selfish. And his way of playing sometimes makes him make individual decisions, such as taking the ball and attacking defenders. He is not selfish. He does not think about himself. He does not spare energy to have it in the most decisive phase. that is in the finalization. He gives everything to the team, works so much defensively for the team, and one who works as hard as he does is normal that he does not score 20 goals a season. I don't get tired of repeating that he is a really important player for us. If he scores less or if he scores more, it is not a dramatic situation for me. Maybe in this area the teams have a higher level than those we find in the Conference League and in the Europa League, except Leicester and Betis. And again, look at the difference in answers. If this question got asked 5 months ago, Mourinho would have said, Nico needs to do better. After all that happened, and this could also be foreshadowing his renewal of contract. I totally believe this. This could foreshadow and does link to the fact that Nico's very close to renewing his contract. Like, I want you to count all the things he says about Nico. He's a player that his opponents worry about. He's not selfish. He's not selfish. He repeats it again. He does not think about himself. He does not spare the energy. He gives everything to the team. He works so much defensively for the team. You see what I mean? You see how there has been something going on between Nico and Jose where you go, how did Jose manage to change this guy's mindset? Because all that Mourinho is doing in these last press conferences is praising Zaniolo. And don't get me wrong, Zaniolo's not coming from 3 consecutive home hat-tricks like Haaland. He's coming from bang average performances. And yet, Mourinho's kind of saying he's the most important player in the team. That really puts to mind how much there's been a change in mentality. How much there's just been something behind the scenes between the two figures. And right now, it leads Mourinho to praise Nico, and it also means that Nico, especially in these last interviews, is all focused on Roma. So I'll leave the Zaniolo gap over there. Again, we're seeing an attempt of journalists to put Nico in the center of the attention, and Mourinho puts down all of these because he knows that the media can kill players, and he's kind of acting like a cushion. Right, last question is on a confidence level. How important is it for the team's mental growth to have scored 4 points between Inter and Juve? How much is there in Mancini's phrase after the Inter game, we are stronger? Let me rephrase this. How much does the phrase that Mancini said after the Inter game, we are stronger than them, make you just make your mentality work even harder? And Mourinho said, the 4 points taken with Inter and Juve compared to last year, where we lost 4 points. The 4 points taken with Inter and Juventus are great, but last season we did not lose 4 points against Atalanta and Udinese. We got 6 points from those 2 games. We won against Atalanta and we drew against Udinese. Now we won against Inter and we drew against Juventus. So it's the same thing. It's a mirror effect. But in a pragmatic way, we have not gained or lost anything. But from an emotional point of view, it's important to reach these stadiums against top teams and get the result and get the 3 points. And I totally agree with him. Against Inter and against Juve, we got 3 points. But last season, yes, it is true that we didn't win against Inter and Juventus, but we won against Udinese and Atalanta. We got 4 points from Udinese and Atalanta. So it's kind of like we got 4 points from Inter and Juve, but we also lost 4 points compared to last season. So it's you gain something, but you lose something. But I totally agree with Mourinho when he goes, it definitely helps on the emotional point of view, that reaching these teams and winning against these teams helps you build that confidence. Inter winning yesterday boosts your confidence even more, because we're going to play Real Betis with a big statement in front of us. We won against the team which beat Barcelona. And you guys know Barcelona really well. You play in the same league as them. So the fact that Inter won yesterday, the fact that we won against Inter definitely helps a lot. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it quits. I hope you enjoyed this match, this press conference reaction / analysis. I hope it helps for people who don't speak Italian, who don't understand Italian. That's the big point of these live streams, because I mean, if it was in English, then I don't think it would be needed. But yeah, so let me know in the comments your small reactions, your thoughts on Mourinho's press conference. Let me know your thoughts on the Zaniolo thing and on tomorrow's match. And I'll catch you tomorrow with a vlog, because I'm going to the stadium. Vlog will go out later that evening. So I will catch you tomorrow. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, share the link of my channel with your families and friends, and also follow me on Instagram over here again, over at Simon_ASO_. And tonight, what do we have? Champions League. We've got 2 big games. No, 1 big game. Milan against Chelsea. We have. No, Chelsea against Milan at Stamford Bridge. It's gonna be great. It's definitely interesting to see how Leao performs against these teams, because I've said it. Leao right now, in my opinion, is top 5 players in the world. And what do we have? Haaland again. Haaland. No, what was it again? Anyways, he's gonna score. He's gonna score another hat trick. Mark my words. And I'll catch you soon. Simon out.